What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Blessing. The cryptocurrency markets have seen a big pump over the last week that has brought us back to this major 200 to 215 billion psychological support level. We can't seem to break from it. Any deviation gets quickly corrected back. Bitcoin dominance peaked at 54% and has lost 1.5% in this retracement. Some altcoins have seen some pumps, namely Bitcoin Cash, as people prepared for Bitcoin Cash's hard fork. We have some drama about that later on in the video, so stay tuned if you're interested to know about Bitcoin ABC. As well, Stellar Lumens is the only asset in the top 10 to be pumping right now outside of Cardano's 1%. Looking at these graphs, you can see we saw a big pump earlier on this week, and Bitcoin inevitably did fall from that pump. Moving on, we have Eric Voorhees making headlines talking about the next global financial crisis and how cryptocurrencies are likely going to be a prime alternative to traditional fiat as fiat continues to fail. There's also a story from ccn.com talking about the US financial debt and how the rate of inflation has become too high for the US to sustain its economy, and they're going to have to increase their debt budget from 2% to 3.5% by 2020. And that's also going to push up short and long-term interest rates as well as the US dollar. If a financial crisis is to occur by the end of 2020, as predicted by many economists, the US would be adversely affected. The US dollar could drop substantially in value and open up investors to stores of value such as gold and cryptocurrencies whose value is not dependent on the global economy. Vinny Lingham, the founder of Civic and a partner at Multicoin Capital, said that more wealth could be created in crypto in the next 10 years than in the past 10 years, despite several large corrections the market faced and will continue to experience this in the years to come. More wealth will be created in crypto in the next 10 years than over the prior 10 years. But remember, like any success story, it's not going to be a straight line up. Keep believing and just be patient. Amen to that. I say this all of the time. You must implore patience. Doing your own research is of paramount importance. This space will see bull runs and retracements, as is such with this volatile market. But you must be prepared and expectant of all of the crazy swings that are bound to happen. Moving on, we have more Bitcoin ETF speculation and what an approval might do. Could it really bring in billions of potential new capital into this space? There still are intense talks about the possibility of the SEC approving this Van Eyck / Solid X ETF. These expectations are definitely yet to be realized as the SEC continues to postpone its decision and will likely continue doing so until late 2019, at least Q2 of 2019, if not later. The Winklevosses have also submitted another ETF proposal, but Van Eyck continues to work to modify the proposal to match the SEC's ongoing expectations. With that, Van Eyck hopes to run an ETF that will operate within the conventional parameters under legal oversight. Gabor Gerbach spoke with CNBC's Crypto Trader and said that the presence of an ETF would boost investor confidence and possibly bring in billions of dollars to the cryptocurrency markets. He argued that in the wake of such possibilities, the SEC ought to grab the chance to properly regulate the industry. However, such regulations would only be successful if there existed a functional ETF which the investments would be channeled. Also, the operation of an ETF would help both the authorities and industry players to better understand how decentralized currencies can fit in a regulated traditional market. Gabor assured that the Van Eyck ETF would protect investors while staying true to the ideas of a digital currency, otherwise known as Satoshi's vision. Speaking of which, we can jump into this Bitcoin Cash drama. Craig Wright and Roger Ver remain polarizing figures in the space. Love them or hate them, they definitely have shared their opinions on this new Bitcoin Cash hard fork that is now named Bitcoin ABC. Ver alleges that Wright sent him a nasty email threatening to sabotage Bitcoin ABC, while Wright has taken to Twitter to air all the ways that he thinks Bitcoin ABC is a terrible idea, namely that it could make illegal activity easier. He went as far as to say that he would work with authorities to get it shut down, that he has a master's in law on just this area. And Bitcoin Cash has already begun to dump. Down 5%, it's down more than any other asset in the top 10. Whether it gets another short pump or whether that retracement continues has yet to be seen. Binance CEO CZ is saying that a bull run is going to happen sooner or later, and we just have to be patient. Did I mention that at the beginning? I encourage you to implore patience in this market. Nothing's going to happen overnight. A lot of big, potentially huge things have just happened over the last couple of months, and we wait very impatiently for any upward movement. Binance is one of the top exchanges in this space. It's one that I personally use myself, and I think CZ has a good grasp on the market, and I do tend to agree with him. Moving on to our last story of the evening, Basic Attention token recently got listed to Coinbase, causing a big pump. We now have Circle's Invest app listing Basic Attention token as well to follow up to Coinbase's addition. For Basic Attention token, it's probably two of the best listings they could have had, in addition to the great listings they already have secured. Circle said that Basic Attention token was the best asset that met its criteria when used on deciding how to list tokens, among which are novelty, technological and developmental rigor, community support, and liquidity. There's no listing fee to get on board with Circle, so it's a win-win situation. There's literally millions more people with Coinbase and now Circle that have the opportunity to invest in Basic Attention token, and despite this downward trend, despite them still being in the 33rd position, as time goes on, I imagine they will climb rather rapidly. Also, Brendan Eich is the creator of the Brave browser and Basic Attention token. He's dropped hints recently that a major content publishing website is in talks to adopt BAT usage and payments. During a recent interview with the well-known cryptocurrency-related podcast, What Bitcoin Did. Brave browser, if you're not familiar, is designed to block both the vast majority of abusive and dangerous advertisements and trackers, while simultaneously providing a platform for direct advertising and payment to users, as well as direct funding of content creators from users and advertisers via BAT. This website has a high ad blocking incidence, and the users are more likely to convert. Ad blocking demographics represent big opportunities for both Brave and in terms of general growth. I'm not really going to speculate on who the partner is, as it'll all come out in the end. I will be announcing as soon as they do release that information, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, over the course of the last month, BAT has climbed about 160% from mid-September lows, on expectations of being listed to Coinbase, which are now fulfilled, now getting listed to Circle, and potentially being partnered with a big content publishing company could lead to amazing things for Basic Attention token. That pretty much sums up the last couple of weeks in this space. The biggest news is this pump, and a lot of people are talking about traditional fiat failing. A lot of big names are having discussions on social media talking about what happens when the traditional economy starts to collapse. If and when that does happen, a lot of people are going to turn to Bitcoin, just like what happened in Venezuela, as well as Turkey earlier on this year. When their traditional fiat failed, there was a definite increase in traffic to Bitcoin-related services. That's going to happen the world over as time goes on. Continue to follow our weekly content here at Crypto Blessing to help keep yourself up to date on this ever-changing and hyper-evolving market. According to Aldous Huxley, it's a brave new world. The cryptocurrency space represents the largest global paradigm shift that you will likely face in your entire life, and we are witnessing it unfold before our eyes. I'm really excited for what the future has to offer, and I think you should be too. Thank you for spending a few moments of your day with me. I very much appreciate every single one of you. Make sure to hit that like button, comment something of value, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any time we upload a video. And hang in there. Keep fighting the good fight. We really are onto something big here. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I really hope we're at least $225 billion when that comes. Although I've been disappointed for the last 10 months or so, so I'm not going to hold my breath. I'll see you all in the next one.